Alrighty. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Akira. I didn't get them. I got one tick and I called straight and it gone straight into voicemail. क्या से वही Tawadat. क्या से वही Bam. क्या से वही Cecil. Right. It's time to rock and roll in 1 minute. Exactamundo. What's poppin', y'all? What's a guan? Who's there? Who's here? Please state your name. Please state your name. Who's here? Ya se va a ir. All right. Good afternoon, y'all. Tell me who's here, who's present. Any names? Ya se va a ir. All right. The Hitmakers. All right. I'm ready to start. Y'all ready?
With market-leading retirement solutions and to make implementing group pensions easy and cost-effective. With RF, starting
I'm ready to roll. I
got
gotta wait for these commercials though.
And there are no setup fees. If you're looking for strong investment performance and low fees, visit rfgroup.com/empower and empower your team to retire comfortably with RF Group Pensions today. That's rfgroup.com/empower. Connect with your customers like never before with a live business bulk SMS. Our two-way messaging features let you engage with customers in real time, gather instant feedback, and enhance customer relations. Unlock your business's potential with a live business bulk SMS messaging to boost engagement and drive revenue. For more information, contact the experts at 242-601-8911 or 242-602-8811 for the Family Islands.
All new Subway wraps are packed with delicious ingredients in a fillery lavish wrap, like the new home-style chicken salad wrap, made with savory chicken, mayo, and crisp veggies, and the new turkey, bacon, and avocado wrap, made with smashed avocados, oven-roasted turkey, crispy bacon, and peppercorn ranch, and the new honey mustard chicken wrap, made with tender, juicy,
You're not on air, right?
style chicken, crisp veggies, and sweet and rich honey mustard sauce. Try all the new wraps at Subway today.
This is Star 106.5 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Oh, oh, right, you're there. Sean, what's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all want me to fix this camera? That's better. Hey, Sean. Where's Wario? Where's AJ? Where's Kevon? I fix it. Let me fix my hair too. Then. Why is it that I always end up being somewhere where things is be going down and I have to intervene. Like or if I intervening, I get in a topic. What a sick thread. Like things is just tie in, my lord. Ah, ah, ah. Woo! Yes. How you know, child? Right, get off my life. Star 106 hits a happy Tuesday. Good afternoon to everybody, and welcome to your Tropsy Tuesday edition of Free Your Mind, brought to you courtesy of none other than Kalik, the beer of the Bahamas. Thank you to the whole CBL family. All right, Burns House group of companies. Good afternoon to you guys. Got to say hello to Margot in particular, and shouts out to the whole team over there at CBL. Thank you to the Cleveland Clinic. One time for Pinder Tile. I got to say thank you to KFC, City of Hope, formerly Cancer Treatment Centers of America. And of course, I got to say a big thank you to ESC Distributors and Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group. They're getting ready. If you missed the first one, right, then guess what? Luck is on your side. It's going down once again. It is Best of the Best Reloaded, November the 2nd. It all goes down at the Breezes Grounds, Super Club Breezes Grounds, West Bay Street. Tickets are already available. Bahamas eTickets.com. All right, get your tickets, get your early Christmas presents for any rake and scrape lover. And this year, I can't even say this year, this time around, because it was just earlier this year. Yeah, listen, you can do early Christmas gifts. Listen to me. The lineup is bigger and better. New artists added, all of your favorites all in one night. Absolutely the most organized concert I've been a part of in a very, very long time. So shouts out to Les Turnquest and the whole Keep the Vibe Alive music group. They're keeping the culture alive. So with that, make sure you support. All right. I want to get into it really, really quickly because I'm going to have to take a break in just a second. But shouts out to everybody locked and loaded. 106.5 on the FM band, channel 976 on cable. And of course, to the Facebook faithfuls. Y'all know who you are. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. I'm ready to roll because, as I was telling you before I actually started the show, I don't know if it's God that puts me in these positions and places at appointed times to try and help people. I try, and it's not a matter of being nosy because people for every time invite me into their, I'll call it mess, for lack of a better word or reasoning right now. I tend to end up being this big voice of reason in the most precarious positions and places. So, everybody knows that I frequent the food store, my second home from home. That's my home away from home. Shouts out to Top of the Hill still, in particular. All right. But I end up either having conversations through the aisles every day. I had another interesting conversation. Well, I had a conversation today with someone that I knew, and it was so funny how other people kind of chimed in. Like I was standing by the potatoes, and this young lady and I were talking, and the person asked us to excuse ourselves for a second because he was trying to get to the potatoes. I guess we were kind of, sort of standing in the way. So we're having our conversation, and the young man says, excuse me, as he tries to select his bag of Irish potatoes. And he just pretty much, said, I ain't trying to, eavesdrop on y'all conversation, but, and he threw in his 5 cents, but that particular conversation I am going to save for later on this week. All right. I'm going to I need some people to be added to this show to give some insight on that particular conversation and topic. All right. But I'm just showing you how a lot of times I get a lot of these ideas from just being out on the road. So they're true life situations. All right. So here it is. I'm done with what I'm doing in store and headed out, got into the parking lot, and right next to me stood a couple, a man and a woman, right? Um, Putting their grocery into the car, into the trunk. And a young lady came over, was passing as well, and she said something to the man. What she said, I'm going to take a break. Stay tuned to find out what exactly was said. This is Free Your Mind on a Trap Seat Tuesday. More to come. Stay tuned.
Conditions shouldn't define
Woohoo!
We do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and
Why are you laughing, right?
we will bring world-class technology
What she say, man?
day to day.
What she say, Sean?
Care in the world.
Okay.
Visit ClevelandClinicFlorida.com.
The problem here, what she say. I'll give you this much. The problem is not what she said, is what she didn't say. Just wait for it. Wait for it. For all Bahamians.
Lindsay Lumpkin, I have two 13 by 23 semi-high gloss rounding tiles in stock and selling for $214 a square foot before that. Now, one of these, namely CB2093, has a unique design that gives the illusion of laid stone. The unevenness of the stone sidewalks are pure, but it's only an illusion. While they look like stone, they offer much more continuity. I asked him that if he'd been to how to talk for school while he was away. Anyhow, come to Printer Town. Look at his new collection, starting at $214 a square foot before that.
It's
All right, here we go.
nostalgia forever. This is Star 106.5 FM.
Star 106 hits. Welcome back. Free Your Mind on a Trap Seat Tuesday. Good afternoon to each and all just joining me. Real life situations as always. And I'm always in place to either diffuse or just to, bring to light the things that are happening around us and how to pretty much problem solve several situations. All right. So today is no exception. So as I was saying prior to our commercial break, was in the store, leaving the store, going about my own business. Why were these people parked right next to me? Why? Okay, could be God, could be otherwise, but nevertheless, the couple next to me were going about their business, packing their grocery in the car. Now the wife, or the woman rather, seemed to be, the supportive woman. She wasn't really lifting no groceries. He was. He was putting the stuff in the car, and she's standing there. I do remember her taking up the gallon of milk. He was lifting, the boxes. Their stuff were in boxes, and he's lifting the boxes, and she's lifting all the little small stuff. I remember a bag of chips. I mean, I don't know how I remember what was actually in hand, but nevertheless, she was lifting the light stuff. And a young lady walked up to the guy and began a conversation. I just saw I mean, there was no reason for me to really penny what was happening in terms of the conversation. But I do know when the brawl kicked up, it obviously got my attention. And what had happened was the young lady walked up to the guy and started a conversation. I mean, like totally ignoring the fact that his woman, girlfriend, baby mother, wife, I don't know who or what she was to him, right? She started the conversation with the guy, totally ignoring the young lady's presence. Okay? Let me say it again. She totally ignored the woman's presence. So, in other words, I'm not speaking to you per se. I am speaking to him. There was no pleasantries, no, well, good afternoon to you, morning, whatever the time of day was, and then proceeded to speak to the young man. She just kind of turned her back from what I remember now and started this conversation with the guy. And he's like, after a while, I could see that he was very uncomfortable with, I guess, what he saw brewing, because you could look in the woman's face. So y'all know us, woman, man. We just show it all on the face. This is where it happens first. Well, it starts in the brain. Some of us process what we're gonna do or how we're gonna do it, and others just react. And in this case, she reacted. She turned to her in perfect Bahamian fashion and style and form and said, and I do quote, "We sleep in the same bed, eh?" Right? Which means that how is it that you didn't see fit to greet me? You see us standing together and you thought it was just the right thing to do to omit my presence. So she turned to her and she said, you ain't see me. We sleep together. And the young lady said, "Oh, my bad. Um, hey." And she, like, when I said that, this woman actually flipped the script. Like, she got into such a rage and carrying on and ready to accost the young lady as to, who she is or what she is to her man, based on the fact that you decided to totally ignore me. So I'm now, hold on, and this is me now. Hold on, no, 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 no need for all of that. Um, I'm sure you guys could reason this out. Like, there's no reason for you to fight this woman who you don't know. Um, you don't know what kind of day she was having. Sometimes, it's like when some people see me and say, "Oh, I was trying to hail you, but you didn't see me." And that's most of the time because either I don't have on my glasses or my mind is far. Like, sometimes I analyze being Dubai and beyond. You know what I mean? And you don't know, sometimes you don't even realize it's not a matter of being rude. It's sometimes just being absent minded, right? But why is it that naturally we are going to assume the worst? Is it based on insecurities? Is it based on, typically it means something? And of course, she obviously thought that it meant that this man had something, going on with this woman, and this was this woman's opportunity to show off her skin. Um, and when the brawl happened, she was trying to explain to the young lady that they went to school together, and she hadn't seen him in a long time, and it was rude on her behalf, but it ended up into a big squall. And I know when they got in the car that it did not end right there, because he went as far as trying to introduce his lady to the woman, again, as an old schoolmate, or whatever grade, whatever school they went to or whatever. And at this point, she wasn't buying it. She was ready to, pretty much, like I said, fight the young lady for being rude, what we consider, or what we would conceive, at this point, or perceive rather at this point, um, someone being rude, because you've totally, you know, discredited my presence. You totally just decided that I was not there. So had you had been in this situation, right? And I'm speaking to the ladies in particular, or let's talk about the guys, because we could flip the script as we always do. If it is that you and your woman standing together and a man just comes and he's talking, he proceeds to talk to your woman and not say, yeah, boss, how you doing? How it go? Good evening. However, whatever the salutation is, right? However you speak, whether it's street, yeah, how it go? Or, very, very, very pleasant pleasantries. Good afternoon. All is well. Good evening. Whatever it is. How would you view it? What would be the first thing, or how would you react? And I want to hear from both sides, from the ladies who, for the most part, I can almost guess that we can pop off because it means something. Automatically, we're going to think that it means something. And to the fellas, well, you know what? Fellas pop off too. Some fellas will not tolerate that at all. Some fellas, it'll be, a question as to who is this man to you? Do you also agree that in a lot of situations, we're not really cognizant of our actions? Certain things we do, it's an afterthought as to how you could have done it differently or why you should have done certain things differently. And know that, people's perceptions of your actions can be misconstrued. Because here it is. I honestly feel as if it was an innocent thing. It's hard to say because it just did not look good. I mean, she just started a conversation with him and I remember she was asking him for somebody in his family. And homegirl just stood there like, I know this girl ain't just start a conversation with this dude and did not acknowledge me. And I waited for the punchline and I almost waited to see the punch because I saw where this could have, easily escalate into something physical because she wasn't having it. Do you think maybe the classmate had some ulterior motive? Do you think it's a possible, listen to me, do you think it's a possible mistake, whereas you just were not paying attention and you forgot to acknowledge the young lady? What do you say? She only saw her classmate and not the woman. Okay, so tunnel vision. Do you think maybe she was just so surprised to see him after so many years that, like Rai says, that it was just tunnel vision? She only saw him, and then in all the excitement, she started to, ask him for people and catch up, quick reacquaintance. Or do you think that there was some ulterior motive? Because, we all know there's some trapsy women out there that, if you ain't showing me the attention or you tell me you're going to cut something off or whatever, I'm going to show up and I'm going to ruin your scene. All right. Sean says, as a man, I always stop and say, this is my wife, X. Okay. This is my wife, so and so. And baby, this is my old classmate. So are you saying before the conversation got heated, when he realized that there was no acknowledgement, you're saying, Sean, that he should have said something? But then again, sometimes guys don't really pay attention either because he looked so shocked when his other half started to really, really kick up. And that's what she was saying. When they got in the car, the window was down. She was saying, and you didn't even volunteer to say that this is so and so. So what really is it? When you're in situations like this, are you quick to do an introduction before anybody starts to feel any type of way? Or is it right for the person to introduce themselves? So should it have been the woman saying, hey, and by the way, I'm Renee and you are? Or and then the next problem is if she says and you are, you're going to want to know why it is she don't know you. Why is it that she don't know you? Well, in this case, they hadn't seen each other in a very long time, so she wouldn't know. But you can tell when people are together, and even if it was a platonic relationship, you see two people standing, isn't it only right to acknowledge both? You ever walk into a room and just single out one person? If you say you walk into the room and you say, "Hi, Beats," and me and Yasmin standing here, isn't that rude? Shouldn't you just say a general good afternoon, everybody, and then channel your question to Beats? Beats, did you get a chance to buy lunch for whatever it is? There's a right and a wrong with this all. Warrior says she didn't know who the woman was. It is his job to introduce her. He couldn't have, if it wasn't that big of a deal that requires your introduction. Okay, so I've been in very crazy situations with something typical and very similar to this, where I even said, no introduction was made. And the person said, "Well, you could have introduced yourself." Now, is that right or wrong? Or is there some, again, ulterior motive or hidden agenda in this particular scenario where, like I said, the person said to me, "You could have introduced yourself." And I'm like, but that's, yeah, people, like, why didn't you introduce me? So what happens when one does not make an introduction? I can tell you, for me personally, if you see me don't introduce you, it's because I don't remember your name. Like, real talk, it's happened to me many times where you're a familiar face, you know me, and you calling me by name, Empress. Um, and I want to introduce you to the person who's joined the conversation, but I genuinely don't remember your name. But in those cases, what I say is, "All right, so y'all introduce yourselves," because I can't remember and I'm trying to get your name again. Because, yes, you are a familiar face, but I don't remember your name. Gonna take a quick break right here. Free your mind on a Trap Seed Tuesday, right here on the Star.
In full flavor without your wife judging you.
Oh, Lord, I tell
The
you.
newer, right to your level with our new KFC snack box. Packed with one piece of juicy fried chicken, crispy fries, and a buttery biscuit, all for just $5.35. Take a break and snack responsibly with the delicious, affordable KFC snack box. Order your new favorite deal online with Messenger or WhatsApp Hi to 557-3663 to start your KFC order today. KFC knows value, and it's finger looking good. Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations.
I got another example of this for y'all that's recent too.
More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more
All right, Epic, I can give you it again.
Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Yeah, but AJ, I can tell you something. I'm on air. You want to join this conversation? Okay. You need to join this conversation because okay. So here it is. I have a song playing. You're on speaker. All right. So you are in the Walmart parking lot, and you and Leon, right? Rice is on the slide, ready to laugh or behind off, but okay. So you're in the parking lot at Walmart on Scenic Highway, okay? And you and Leon are standing up putting the groceries in the car. Right? So stop laughing. And a young lady walks up to you guys while putting the groceries in the car. This is an American, guys. You're going to get the American perspective. And the lady decides to start a conversation with Leon and doesn't acknowledge him. So he's like, "Hey, Leon, how's your mom?" And blah, 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 blah. And she does not say anything to you. What do? Why not? Why not? Who says? People do it. I saw it today. I'm telling my listeners about a situation that I had to diffuse today because that happened. Whereas a woman started talking to this man.
You can honestly sit up there and say and imagine me and Leon standing in the Walmart, which I'm getting ready to walk into a Walmart right now. And they acknowledge Leon, and I'm standing right there, and they don't acknowledge me.
What do you do?
Be like Steely from Color Purple. For who did you want me?
You're gonna say Harpo who this woman? Really? Really?
You
So
know me.
you're gonna say, well, hey, I'm Crystal. Who are you? What are you gonna say?
No,
Exactly.
I'm not going to say Crystal.
What you gonna say?
I'm going to intervene my whole full body
Uh-huh.
in between the two and say, nice to meet you. I am Mrs. Hall. How can I help you?
What you mean, how can I help you? I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to him.
Honestly, need to help you because there's something wrong with your mind if you don't see me
Wow.
standing next to this man with a ring on.
She ain't see no ring. Nobody saw your ring.
You don't see it. Trust and believe you don't see it. If you know me, when I intervene my whole body, she don't see it. She
So
don't see rings or stars or something. She don't see a shape.
so you're saying to me that the lady who popped off today, it was warranted.
Like, rude is her.
She just didn't not that she didn't see her, it
No,
just didn't
no,
click.
ain't no excuse. We need to stop making excuses for ignorant people.
Right? So is on the live says you're gonna have sis break up the Walmart on Scenic Highway.
It's more like putting back together.
Oh my Lord. So here's the thing. Would you think that there's something funny in it, meaning that something's going on with them, or would you think she just trying you?
No, she trying me. Ain't nothing going on. I'm fully confident in the man I married. Trust and believe her. We wouldn't have said no I do. It's her ignorant ass. I mean,
Yeah,
ignorant
you're
self.
good. You're good.
Sorry.
You're on the line. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Wow. Okay. Well, let me go finish up. So we got the American perspective, guys. This is my sis
That
in
is rude.
Atlanta. Yeah, it is rude, but the girl, she pretty much was saying she was just so excited to see him. She hadn't seen him from school time, and she just totally disregarded that the woman was standing there.
Okay, so during that whole time, you forgot your manners too?
Oh Lord. Okay, let me finish the show. I'll call you back. Star 106 hits if you're not joining us on the live. Oh my God, you're missing all of the real action. So, yep, we have a situation. Well, I saw or tried to diffuse the situation today where one could easily consider one just being rude. A young lady walked up to a couple and started a whole conversation with the man only, totally disregarding the fact that the young lady with him obviously was standing there. Now, she said that, she did agree that she was wrong. She said she was just so excited to see the man after she had not seen him in many, many years. And she just totally did not acknowledge the young lady. And it turned out into a real brawl. All right. And my question is, how can one avoid this? And how do you deal with situations like this where an introduction should have been made? And at what point was he supposed to jump in and say, well, so and so, this is my wife. So, in other words, since you did not see her, let me make sure that you do and do the introduction. Or is it for the woman to get irate and annoyed and say, well, hello to you too? Because that's usually what we do, right? Like, I guess you ain't see me, eh? That's the Bahamian version. I want to say shouts out to Crystal, my family living there, my American family in Atlanta, who said, listen, she was definitely, Biscuit, come, quick question. So, Biscuit, we have a situation where I had to diffuse something at the one of the local food stores today. Packing grocery into the car, a car next to me, a man and a woman, they're putting their groceries together in the car, and a young lady runs up to the husband and is so excited to see him that in her excitement, it seems as if she forgot to acknowledge his woman. So she's like running over to him. Hey!
Oh no.
Oh God.
Wait, so
This-
he was with the other gal.
no. This is not no other. He
Oh,
was
okay.
with his woman, and an old classmate ran up to him and said, "Oh my God, Leon, I've been seeing you since graduate, whatever it was, right?" And she totally did not acknowledge his woman to say, "Well, a simple good afternoon. Um, I'm so and so. He and I used to go to school together, or we used to work in the bank, or whatever it was."
Yeah.
And she kept the conversation going until his lady popped off. Like, yeah, right.
It should be common.
So at what point was it for him to say, "Hey, Biscuit, this is Renee, by the way, my wife of 5 years. We have 3 children together," whatever, right? Or was it for the person who felt disrespected to say, well, hello, you ain't see me?
I think both. Well, I think both the hubby and the friend.
Epic said that's not her place to introduce herself. Why not? But so, Epic, that's the thing. That's what my sister was saying, that, okay, you obviously didn't see me. So let me make sure that you see and hear me. And in some cases, feel me. Huh?
I feel like hubby or I feel like the friend. The friend probably should have said like good afternoon. Sort of.
She didn't.
Yeah, I know. I feel like she should have said that. So, like, it's common. Like some like
You ain't never get excited and
I
like
know, like
forget
after
your
the-
manners?
After the excitement, yeah, and then like okay, oh hey, good afternoon, then go back.
At least say, "Hey, good afternoon."
Yeah. At least give like some form, even though you're not gonna talk to that other person, at least give some form
Oh,
of
Lord of mercy. The hotheads are on the live. Letitia said, I was going to flip on both of them. Him for not checking her, and then her for being disrespectful. Epic says that's not her place to introduce herself to him. Letitia says just too fast. That's what. And he's wrong too. He was supposed to stop her in her tracks. Oh my God, Letitia, you must have been there, because that's exactly what she was carrying on about. She's like, and you, with a lot of words in between, was supposed to stop her in her tracks and introduce me. Now, is this signs of insecurity, or is this just common courtesy?
I think it's common courtesy to at least give everybody in the general area like a greeting, even though you're not gonna talk to everybody. I don't know. I was raised.
Once you walk into a room or into a space and you see people, yes.
Even you see me like even when I bump into you in the hall, I always say,
"Hey, what's up?" Yeah,
hi.
yeah.
Because I was raised that when you walk in the room, say good afternoon, say good morning.
Maybe because this was outside, it wasn't in a room.
Yeah, but, like,
I'm
she's
joking.
right there.
I'm joking. I'm joking. You say walk in the room, I'd be literal. All right. But it was a big brawl. AJ says he just has to learn for future. I hope there's a future. That's the thing. He just has to hope or learn for future purposes, because he went into that situation not knowing his woman's reaction on it. He didn't see it as a big deal. Now that he knows it's a big deal, he ain't going to do that no more. But the thing is, you also don't want to feel as if I'm thinking guys don't want to feel that kind of pressure, like they're in trouble, like like what they felt when they were growing up as a boy, like, oh, if I don't do this, my wife and I see it all the time where guys are like, oh no, I can't do it because my wife, she gonna, I don't think that's right. This happened to me before. This happened to me quite recent, and it's like, okay, maybe I just don't remember the person.
It don't bother me if I'm with someone and they bump into another person.
I don't care
They
either.
go at it. I don't care because like I don't
I
know
don't-
that person.
I don't care. I ain't trying to know too much people anyway. Like real, you know what I mean? I'm good where I'm at right now. But in some cases, this is just looked upon as blatant disrespect, and nobody wants to deal with disrespect. All right, I got a few here, because she should have waited for him to introduce her. Letitia says, no introduction needed, just common courtesy to at least say good day or something. I would have done exactly what she did. Flip out. All right. Now he has to explain who she is and why she found it so nonchalant not to greet her. Epic says the guy should have said, "Hey, it's great to see you. This is my wife, Biscuit," and da 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 da, and just keep the conversation moving. And this is what the problem she had with him. She's like, "Well, the fact that you didn't say anything says to me that something ain't right." And I'm like, "Whoa."
It's like why they say something like guys or men in particular, like they don't think it's deep as women.
Okay, and this is my thing. Some men, some men would be like, "Hey, is it that serious? Like for this person to acknowledge you, or for you to know who this person is?"
It's like for women, like they might see like this tiny little speck as a huge problem and huge and some men they be like, okay,
Okay, so what? This one says, would it have been as big of a deal if it was a man who catching up with him, or only because it's a female? Ooh, good question. Excellent question. I don't think it would have been as bad, but I would say, because I've been in this position quite recently too. I said, "So what? Your friend don't speak?" Like, and it was a dude, right? I'm like, "So what? Friend don't speak?" And he's like, "Yeah, he said good afternoon. You just didn't hear him." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So in her defense, I would say it's just as bad if a dude do it, because I'd be like, "So what? He don't speak?"
A woman you need to at least say, hey, good
It's common
afternoon,
courtesy.
good afternoon, hello.
Okay, this one says, "Ain't that serious? I'm gonna stir the pot, but women look into things too deep."
Yeah, I agree.
He didn't even defend his wife. He probably was praying that the gal didn't even see him or approach him. So, Letitia, you are of the opinion that something is in something, because some women are bold. I'll be honest. There are a lot of women out there that got your man and will step to you and act like nothing. It's happened. We've heard many stories of it. But I just want to say, word to the wise, fellas, you may not see it, you may not even understand it, but do make a mental note that when this situation arises, that the first thing you do upon the first 3 seconds of the salutation, if you see the person don't introduce or acknowledge your person, please say something.
After the big hello and whatnot.
And the big hug and thing. And that was the thing. She's like, yeah, yeah,
Hey, so just saying, oh, it's fine. It's the white people something.
yeah, something,
And then go back.
something. But yeah, be very mindful, people. Yep. Thank you so much. We've come to the end. This one says, "My dude mouth ain't it." He would say something before I get a chance to cut a dude short. And yeah, we got to reverse it too. Because if a dude steps to a woman and she's standing there with her guy, and the guy just talking to you and don't acknowledge, that too can be a problem. Some men would be like, "I guess that's one of."
Especially close to your girl.
Yeah, like, I think guys are a little bit more mindful when it comes to man to man. You can't disrespect a man like that. And in some cases, you're not going to get away with it, right? A man is going to pop off, right? They're men, they're territorial, and they're, they that exactly, it's instinct. Whereas a woman, oh, well, I want to say the same thing for a woman too, though. A woman is going to definitely protect her goods and her territory as well. So both men and women, be mindful out there. All right, not demure. Be mindful. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Top of the hour, 5 o'clock. You drive at 5 with yours truly, and DJ AI comes your way. Yeah, guys. Yeah.
At the end of the day, just say good afternoon and then hear it.
Man say better give a side hug or a fist bump and make it short and sweet. Lord of mercy. Listen to me. I was like, oh my God. Why am I here? Why are these people parked next to my car, King? Why? Why? Y'all can get talked about today. You know that, right? I is a tractor? That's what you said? Girl, I rebuke that.
I mean, you had a show out of it.
I did.
You had a show.
I did.
And then some people who probably should have already learned that.
Yeah, but see, we can't assume that everybody had good upbringing.
Yeah.
Because maybe, all right, look at the woman who gone to the schoolyard and then pum pum shorts. You would think she should know. Let me show you. That she should know better than that. Like, you're thinking, okay, you're going around people's little boys and thing, little girls, as an example of an upright, upstanding citizen. This how you go into the people's school. Really? You're thinking she's supposed to know better, right? Okay, but she obviously what? Doesn't.
Or just roll out of bed.
I don't care. Stay in your car.
I know, I understand.
Tell Tommy the Sue the Jaquan or whatever the child name and keep it moving. Letitia says, at least that lady stood up for herself because he didn't. She should not have gone to school. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, but y'all, wait, I just feel like, really? Look at the timing. Anyway, y'all be good. Acknowledgement is key, okay?